Today we are going to touch on a new chapter, functions. Now if you are doing HL math in the IB syllabus or the H2 math in the A-level syllabus, this is a lesson for you. Let us begin. Now, what is a function? A function is a relationship where each input has a single output. Now, what is a relation? You can view a relation as something like maybe an equation, or an equation that denotes some patterns on things like that. So take for example, y equals x plus 1 is a relation. All right, when x is 1, then y is 2. All right, or another example is y equals to square root of x. When x is 4, y is 2. When x is 9, y is 3. So now, but a relation is not a function. Right? It may be a function or it may not be a function. All right. So a relationship is a bigger set, and a function is a subset of the relationship. So let us look at what do I mean by a function. Now let's look at this. Let me just draw some examples for you, some arrow diagram. So you have A, B, C. Now A, B, C is mapped into 1, 2, and 3. Now this is a function. All right. Now, why this is a function? You look at it, where each input, so every input here, all right, has a single output. Okay, so this is a function. So it satisfies the definition. This is the input and this is the output. Now let's look at another one. So you have 1, 2, and 3. Maybe this time you map onto B and C. Now, you look at this. Does this satisfy the definition of a function? Now, each input, does it have every one that is in the input has an output? Yes, has a single output. All right. Now, so this one is also a function. Let's look on further. A, B is mapped onto 1, 2, and 3. Now let's look at this. Now is this a function? Now there's two input and each input has an output. But is this a single output? No. Alright, this part is not a single output. So this is not a function. Okay, I give you another one. Maybe you have another one D here. All right. So you got map, map, map. Now look at this, the input. Does each input has an output? No. D has no output. All right. So this is not a function. Now graphically, how are we going to see? This is an arrow diagram, but graphically, how are we going to see whether it's a function? Now let's look, I'll give you an example. This is y equals to x plus 1. Alright, does it satisfy this definition? Now each input, alright, This is the input, the x-axis is the input. Does it has an output? Yes, every one is mapped onto every image, all right? Every object has an image. Object is the domain, all right? The input is called the object, all right? Every object has an output, all right? Only one output. So this is a function. Now another example. How about this graph? All right. Now this is a y equals to x square graph. Every input has an output. All right. Another input, you have another output. All right. Now this is also a function. Although over here you find that, you know, two input can have the same output. All right, this is a two input can have the same output. So this is a 2-to-1 function. All right, two input to one output. This is a 1-to-1 function. 1-to-1 function. One input, one output. Now let's look at another one. Let's look at this graph. Now what is this graph? This is y square equals to x. Is this a function? Now, so you got one input. All right, one input has two output. All right, this is not a function. This is 1 to 2. Okay, this is not a function. Now that comes to the vertical line test. All right. Now, what is a vertical line test? All right, to see whether it's a function. Now you can draw a vertical line. All right. Now if within the domain, all right, so if it cuts the graph only once, all right, then it is a function. Okay, so that is a horizontal line test. Maybe I just write it here, or vertical line test, sorry. Vertical line test. All right. If any vertical line is drawn within its domain, and it cuts the graph, only once, then it is a function. Okay.